Welcome back to Sleepless Reddit Stories, Episode 2. Hello again, and thank you so much for joining me for another journey into the strange and unsettling corners of the internet and beyond. I was truly overwhelmed by the warm reception to our first episode. It means the world that you're choosing to spend these quiet hours with me. If you enjoyed our debut story and are eager for more tales designed for sleepless nights and curious minds, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's the best way to stay updated on all our new narratives and help support the channel as we continue to explore the hidden and the unexplained. Now, dim the lights, get comfortable, and prepare yourself for a story that delves into the darkest parts of human nature, where secrets have deadly consequences. This is Sleepless Reddit Stories, and this is our second tale. The Two Faces of Mr. Henderson. By day, I was Mark Henderson, a mild-mannered accountant. 42 years old, living in a quiet suburban cul-de-sac with a neatly trimmed lawn and a mortgage I diligently paid. My life was the epitome of ordinary. My neighbors knew me as the reliable guy who always brought cookies to the neighborhood potlucks and meticulously washed his sedan every Saturday morning. But that was just one face. The other was a carefully constructed illusion, a shadow life lived in the anonymity of the city. Twice a week, under the guise of late nights at the office, I transformed. I shed the khakis and button-downs for darker clothes, my reliable sedan for a rented, nondescript vehicle. I frequented bars where no one knew my name, indulged in vices my suburban persona would never allow, and moved through a world of fleeting connections and hushed conversations. It started small, a need to escape the suffocating predictability of my life. A drink after work that turned into a regular detour. Then came the fabricated stories to my wife, the careful management of finances to fund this double existence. It was a tightrope walk, exhilarating and terrifying in equal measure. One rainy Tuesday evening, I was driving back to my suburban reality from my city alter ego. The rain was coming down in sheets, visibility was poor, and my mind was still half lost in the haze of the other world I'd just left. I was speeding, a little too eager to get home and slip back into the skin of Mark Henderson. A flash of color in the periphery. A small figure darting out from between parked cars. A sickening thud. Time seemed to stop. My heart slammed against my ribs. I slammed on the brakes, the rented car skidding on the wet asphalt. I looked in my rearview mirror. A small bicycle lay overturned in the road. And next to it, a child. Panic, raw and primal, seized me. My first thought wasn't of the child, not in that initial blinding moment. It was of exposure. My two lives colliding in the most catastrophic way imaginable. The rented car. The fact that I was nowhere near my office. The questions. The investigation. The unraveling of everything I had so carefully built. I looked around frantically. The street was mostly deserted due to the downpour. A porch light flickered on a house across the street, but no one emerged. My mind raced. I had to think. Quickly. I pulled over, my hands shaking so violently I could barely grip the steering wheel. I got out, the rain instantly soaking me. The child was small, maybe 7 or 8, lying still on the wet pavement. A bright red jacket stood out against the gray. A wave of nausea washed over me, a delayed surge of horror at what I had done. But the fear of my secret life being exposed was still a powerful, suffocating force. I checked for a pulse. Faint. Shallow. My mind, though reeling, started to calculate. There were no witnesses, not that I could see. The rain would wash away any clear tire tracks. If I called for help, the questions would be endless. Where was I coming from? Why was I in a rented car? The monstrous thought formed, cold and calculating in the downpour. I could get away with this. With a surge of adrenaline fueled by fear, I lifted the child gently, his small body limp in my arms. I placed him carefully in the back seat of the rented car, his bicycle tossed in after him. I drove, not towards home, but deeper into the anonymity of the city. My hands trembled on the wheel, my breath catching in my throat. The weight in the back seat was a physical manifestation of my guilt and terror. I found a deserted industrial area, the kind of place where shadows clung to the corners even in daylight. Behind a crumbling warehouse, I pulled over. The rain was still relentless, a morbid curtain around my actions. I carried the child a short distance, laying him gently in the tall, overgrown weeds. His bicycle I tossed into a nearby dumpster. Then I drove away, leaving him there in the cold, the rain washing over him. Back in my suburban home, I scrubbed the rented car meticulously, inside and out, wiping away any trace of my presence, any hint of what had happened. I returned it early the next morning, offering a fabricated excuse. The news reports started that afternoon. A missing child from a nearby neighborhood. The description matched the small figure in the red jacket. A wave of guilt, so profound it felt like a physical blow washed over me. But beneath it, a chilling sense of relief. My secret was safe. Days turned into weeks. The search for the missing child intensified, then slowly faded. The community mourned. I attended the vigils, a mask of sympathy on my face, my heart a leaden weight in my chest. No one suspected Mark Henderson, the kind neighbor, the reliable accountant. Years have passed. The guilt has never truly gone away. It gnaws at me in the quiet moments, a persistent whisper in the dark. I see his face in my dreams, that fleeting glimpse of shock and fear before the impact. I continued to live my double life, the escape it offered now tainted with the blood of that innocent child. The thrill was gone, replaced by a gnawing paranoia, a constant fear that somehow, someday, the truth would surface. No one ever connected me to the disappearance. The case went cold, another tragic mystery. Mr. Henderson continued to mow his lawn, attend potlucks, and live his ordinary life, the weight of his extraordinary secret a constant, crushing burden. He got away with it. But the silence of the night is often broken by the phantom sound of a small bicycle falling to the ground, and the chilling whisper of the rain washing away more than just the evidence.